Senator Little.
Thank you. I acknowledge on International Women's Day the contribution of all women, and in the context of this contribution, the enduring, valuable contribution of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women and my fellow Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander senators. We, of course, all agree that it is right and just to focus on closing the gap in life expectancy. In our cities, in regional and remote communities, the statistics demonstrate the real divide and consequences of not being effective in closing the gap. But we know that the data is an issue, and so it is likely much worse. However, closing the gap must not be the work of a single entity or group. Closing the gap will only work when all of us are involved and understand how we benefit from that outcome. Non-Indigenous Australians must remain critical to be part of the solution. It is well and good to have a well-funded strategy, but if on the ground it is not happening because the very people charged to help them fail to act, then the gap won't close. It won't matter what we do. I speak again, and I feel like I'm going around and round in circles, about the family that I came across in Alice Springs about 2 weeks ago. It's a lived example where I heard of so many gestures of concerns about those people living on the slab, and they've been there for 2 years. These 20 women, children and elderly, and those with serious medical conditions, today remain on that slab, with exposure to the elements and greater risk to their life experience and expectancy, not just from the last 2 years, but they remain on the slab today. Their life and life experience may have been diminished as a consequence of this, but not their hope. It is known that the social determinants of health are the non-medical factors that influence health outcomes. Without a roof and action, nothing will change for these people, and every day their life experience will remain on the wrong trajectory. These people haven't fallen through the crack. They have fallen through a cavern of apathy. People have driven past their plight. They have dropped off medical supplies, picked up people, dropped them back there, and nobody has seen it as their responsibility to take the greatest step of advocacy and get a roof over their heads so that they can control their own destiny, improve their own outcomes. These people have been invisible in plain sight. It's 40 degrees in summer, minus temperatures in winter, no shelter, no running water, an open fire to cook on, nothing to address their basic needs. It's unfathomable. Just imagine living like that for 2 years, let alone overnight. This is certainly not the way for any person in Australia to live, nor in the middle of a town whose economy tragically and increasingly is fast becoming more solely reliant on welfare. The economy in Alice Springs has been devastated by welfare. The tragedy and irony of this story is those service providers, funded by the Northern Territory and Australian governments, they're engaging with this family, they know their circumstances, but they failed to provide an integrated, effective response and a timely response to ameliorate this situation. It highlights the deficit in poor local service delivery planning and coordination, currently obvious amongst many funded agencies, and not just in Alice Springs or Central Australia, it's even in South Australia. If these issues and limitations are not addressed as a matter of urgency, then the potential to maximise effect from any financial investment or effort is significantly constrained. Whatever the excuses or reasons, what resulted here was a family and their children enduring 2 years of the consequence of bad service provision, with the likely deteriorating health in their well-being. And we know the link between environment and well-being. The Prime Minister, in reference to health, said he would leave no one behind, and I look forward very much to seeing that promise delivered by engaging with the Northern Territory Government to get the right outcome for this family. The lack of effort to ensure high-level accountability will continue to fail to deliver the right outcome and continue to leave families falling between the gaps in service coordination and far from the reach of anyone's ability to close the gap in life expectancy. Governance within these organisations is critical. Good governance demanding good governance if you really want to close the gap. We saw the inability to get a faster response when the Stronger Future legislation was ending in the Northern Territory. Thank you.